At various points in this movie, Mark Ruffalo was angry, and I did not like him when he was angry.
Welcome to Tairimo Boys podcast. I'm your host Cody. With me in second chair is the boy ready to sacrifice himself for the future of humanity. It's Jeremy.
Oh, I don't know about all that, but yeah, I'm here.
You're getting sacrificed, Jeremy.
I'm gonna get sacrificed.
With me in third chair is the boy currently battling with his 97th clone. It's Ryan.
What's up?
97th.
Or should I say Ryan 96.
Actually, I'm going to start referring to myself as that from now on.
Go with Ryan 69.
I was
Yeah.
gonna suggest that too. There we go.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We're back with Blockbuster Boy after it's been quite a while.
Yeah, it has been a while since we did the Blockbuster Boys.
Yeah, there's not very much good stuff in theaters this year.
No, not at all.
Today, we're going to be reviewing Mickey 17, which is the sci-fi, black comedy sci-fi movie featuring Robert Pattinson. And he's not a twinkling vampire or Batman this time. So, boys, did you know this was based on a novel?
I did not.
I did once the movie ended and I read the credits.
I didn't read the credits. People
I
read
did
the
not
credits.
read the credits.
I think it was like 2 seconds into the credits. Like, oh, this is based on a book?
Oh, there you go. If you want more Mickey 17, you can read the book. But for the movie, boys, what was our first thoughts on it?
I'll be honest. I did not feel this one. The premise was there. I liked the idea, but the execution was off for me.
I can see where you're coming from, Jeremy.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, what about you?
I had heard this movie wasn't doing very well at the box office, so I wasn't looking forward to going to see it. And then I watched it, and I gotta say, I really enjoyed this movie.
Ooh.
Hold on. Well, are you going to add anything else?
For the most
Nope,
part.
that's it.
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay, we've got a Ghostbusters. What was the last Ghostbusters? Frozen Empire situation here. Because here's my first thoughts. I was the one who recommended this movie. I was really looking forward to it. Was it a good movie? Yes. Is it a great movie? No. I felt like it didn't tackle the stuff it wanted to tackle hard enough. It's like one of those movies you see on TV. It's like, I really enjoyed that, but it really doesn't stick with you in the long run.
There was too much trying to be accomplished in this movie for me to enjoy it.
Yes.
Did you feel the last hour was boring? Because as I walked out of the theater, I could hear two people that were walking out with me talking about how they felt the last hour was boring.
I really liked the last hour, I'd say. As soon as we got to
Me
like
too.
the alien stuff, I really enjoyed that.
I hated the alien stuff. Loved Mickey 18 though, and I loved the comeuppance.
Yeah, we got a Ghostbusters Frozen Empire situation where everyone's got different
Yeah, we
opinions.
do. Like vastly different here.
I mean,
I'm just gonna say I hated the aliens with a passion. Like they're f***ing sentient mole rats.
there's nothing wrong with
Great.
I did not like it.
I'm gonna be honest here. Like this movie kind of pulls the rug out from under you on what you're really expecting. Because the reason I recommend this because there's a video game called like Hard Space Shipbreakers, or I think that's the name of it. It's a mixture of those four words, but it toys with this idea where you're a clone, you're trying to pay off your debt, and anytime you die dissecting like all these ships, like they just make another clone of you. And I thought with this movie, especially with the previews, we were just gonna see like Mickey's 1 through 16 exploring this world and dying.
You see it for the first 30 minutes or so.
Not even that.
Which that was probably one of my more favorite parts of the movie. Like I was like, oh, I really like this. Like I like the concept of it. But
Yeah.
then there were so many like subplots that were added to it, and then
Yes.
a big story that just didn't hold over well for me.
I'll agree with you. But if you're unfamiliar with this movie, essentially what happens is takes place in 2054, and I hate that. It's kind of like Demolition Man, where they said it like it's supposed to be like really futuristic, but they said it way too close to our current year.
Mhm.
But essentially, Earth's kind of ruined, so they're starting to send out seed ships in order to go colonize other planets. And Mickey signs up to be an expendable, where he's essentially a clone that keeps on getting reborn in order to like do things like normal humans can't. Like I said, I was expecting like we were gonna get like all these like epic deaths while he's exploring the planet, but he's just a lab rat.
Yeah, that's literally what it is. A lab rat that's caught up in a weird love triangle.
I didn't think the love triangle was that very, what's the word, fleshed out.
No, I hated the love
Unintended?
triangle with a passion. Flesh. Yeah.
Okay,
Very now good.
okay. Since we're making these puns, it's time to answer the age-old question: is it gay to have sex with a clone of yourself?
Yes. A weenie is a weenie.
And he's got a point.
Literally.
Unintended.
Pun definitely intended.
All right.
We
What
just
about?
make puns for this entire review.
All right. What about giving your clone a hand job?
Also gay.
Some people would argue it's masturbation. Okay, that's enough of that.
God damn it. We're going down the rabbit hole.
The reason we're making these jokes that there is a scene where Mickey's girlfriend's like trying to have a threesome with two of them, the two Mickeys.
I hated that so fucking much. That was one of my other most hated parts of the movie. I'm like, why is this happening? This is not okay.
It's trying to be an adult movie, Jeremy.
It could have been an adult movie in other ways.
They could have. Just Ryan, you're the one who absolutely loved it. Tell us some of the stuff you loved about it.
Well, I probably should start out by saying I probably suffered some head trauma before this movie, but because it didn't
I feel
have
there's a story there.
like, yeah, no head trauma. It didn't have like the things I really love in a movie, like explosions. Well, there was one that I was really quite fond of.
Mickey 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the story. I like this more personal. I guess because I'm so burnt out on explodey films and comic book movies and stuff. It was nice to get something a little different. I liked the clone story. I like the sci-fi of it. Sorry, Jeremy. I did like the tardigrades. uh, I was invested in the little that the president had hanging from the chain, or yeah, from the hook. I was invested in that, and also probably because at least two different points in this movie he described his life as a giant punishment, and I relate hard to that.
When I heard that, I was like, "Oh, Ryan's gonna say something."
I will pick out some nice things to say about this movie.
Go ahead.
Robert Pattinson.
Oh, he was excellent in the movie.
He was phenomenal. Like
It was.
that my ADHD was so bad during this movie. I don't remember a whole lot of it, but he held it together for me.
Maybe it was a little too
It
slow
was.
for Jeremy then.
Kind of. I wouldn't say too slow, it just didn't hold my attention so much. Because I again, the premise was there. I just didn't like the execution.
Yeah, like some of the stuff I thought they were gonna hit on, aside from like I said, I thought it was gonna be mostly like planet space exploration, but most of the
Same.
yeah, but most of the Mickey clones get killed testing vaccines.
Within like the first 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And
The
I was just like,
montage.
all right, this sucks.
Yeah. So you're gonna be kind of disappointed if you're expecting that going to the movie, but it's trying to what do you say? It's trying to tackle like certain like morality issues, like is cloning moral, and then you got the religious approach of like how does a soul work?
Religious. That's what this movie is. Like the amount of Christianity that they put forward in this movie is crazy.
Yeah. So if you're unfamiliar with the director or what's his name, Bong Joon Ho, he's like a Korean communist. That's not even a joke. But I especially with like the main villain being Mark Ruffalo, who spends most of his day complaining about Trump on Twitter. There was a lot of shitting on religion. They didn't explicitly say Christianity, but it's heavily implied.
Extremely heavily implied.
And I know Mark Ruffalo was trying to do some like Trump impression.
Which fell flat for me.
Can I say something?
I'm just
Yeah, go ahead, Ryan.
At various points in this movie, Mark Ruffalo was angry, and I did not like him when he was angry.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, Mark Ruffalo, he's essentially playing this like I guess it's like United States senator. I know he's a senator. Well, a failed senator. He didn't win his election campaign twice. And he's kind of acting like a cult leader throughout the movie. because he's basically in charge of like the ship, and he's supposed to be like really rash and stupid. So it kind of hits more on the shitting on religion type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that he didn't really tackle, we see throughout the movie, Mark Ruffalo's character is and his wife. They're like living in luxury while everyone else is pretty much living in prison conditions, and that really wasn't delved into at all throughout the movie. Like you
No,
thought
it
there'd
really wasn't.
be some kind of conflict about it, but there really wasn't. Like most of the conflict comes from like the whenever you find out like the aliens on the planet are friendly and Mark Ruffalo trying to kill them, and like some like extremely small side plot of like Mickey and Glenn from The Walking Dead owing money to like some Earth mafia. So I have a question for you boys.
Mm-hmm.
Use logic to resolve this movie quickly.
All right, Ryan, you got to take a stab at this.
Use logic to resolve this movie.
Yes,
Like resolve what?
like any of the problems in the movie. I'll stay there. I'll start. So the two Mickeys, putting some kind of life monitor into one of them, make sure they there's never a second clone. Two, the whole alien thing. Humans should be settling on a winter planet.
Especially with mole rats that look like hands from Elden Ring. Mole rats with hands from Elden Ring. I'll put it that way.
Pigtail hands.
Yeah.
I was thinking.
God, I hated it so much. I was like, why? Sentient mole rats, why?
They wanted to add some conflict to the movie, Jeremy.
There was conflict already.
I
We
know.
had we had space Christians that were cult leaders, and then immoral cloning. What more conflict did we need?
Yeah, it's the movie's kind of a little too ADHD when it comes to the plot.
You're
So
telling me, so now
it-
you know how my ADHD was.
Yeah, so it really should have stuck to like one single thing.
And also that love plot.
Yeah, they just,
Oh,
go ahead. Ryan.
I can resolve these problems. Ready?
Yep.
Ready?
Hey, studio, can I have money to make this movie? No. The end.
Well, Ryan, that's how you resolve like the Flash or Dial of Destiny
Yeah.
or Jurassic
resolved it.
Triangle.
I'd resolve the shit out of those movies too.
I really did want to enjoy this movie more than I did. It just, like I said, it fell short for me. There was way too much going on for me to like keep attention. Way too many subplots, and it just all fell flat.
That's fair.
But I'll think of something else good to say.
Okay, because here we are. Favorite scene.
Mickey 18 easily when he kills Mark Ruffalo.
There's gonna be spoilers in this review, people at home.
Sorry, I just spoiled the shit out of it. That was my favorite scene of the entire movie.
What about you, Ryan?
Let's see. I'm gonna go with that one. Jeremy just did. I'm gonna go with Glenn in the fire, almost in the fire.
I love that scene. The two Mickeys are fighting, and he doesn't know there's two of them.
I'm also gonna go honorable mention to the scene in the beginning when Mickey 17 is crying, and they went with the realistic route to have the girl that was watching him cry look completely disgusted by it.
Okay. Oh man. All right. As for me, I'm gonna say like whenever Mickey 17 gets left for dead after he falls into that ice cavern, and then you see the aliens come up and they're carrying him. He thinks that they're gonna like eat him. Eventually they just bring him back to the surface. It's they're yelling at him. It's like what? Am I not good enough to be eaten? Now I do boys in action, but the whole purpose of the movie is you dying, so can't really do that.
We die everywhere. We do not survive this one.
All right.
That's our boys in action.
There you go. All right, Jeremy. Pass topic on to you.
I really wish they did more with the whole cloning thing. Like, it was such a good premise. It really was there. But, like I said, too many subplots. I hated the love triangle. I hated the aliens. Man, this could have been a good movie for me. It was a decent enough movie. Definitely worth watching, but...
Jeremy, I said pass the topic, not final thoughts.
Oh, yeah. All right. It was a bit of both. That's all I got.
Okay. Ryan, pass.
I'm angry. I'm angry.
Jeremy, go watch some Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy to cheer yourself up.
I am. I will.
Ryan, pass stuff on to you.
I don't want to float baseless conspiracy theories out there about who Mickey 18 secretly really is in this movie, but he sounded suspiciously like a vigilante from Gotham City.
Yeah, and then we got a shitty accent from Mickey 17.
Yeah. Except his Batman calls people a pussy.
Oh yeah,
This has been a fun review.
Yeah, by the way, people at home, the Mickeys all have different personalities.
Which is interesting because it's supposedly the same person cloned over and over again. So.
Yeah, I didn't like it originally, but it grew on me. All right, Ryan, final thoughts?
I really enjoyed this one. Probably an unpopular opinion, but yeah, I liked it.
Fair enough. Jeremy, you don't get final thoughts because you already got your final thoughts out.
I did get my final thoughts out. Thank you.
Right.
I think I've been getting my final thoughts out from the beginning.
All right, as for me, like I said, I really enjoyed the movie. It's a good movie. It's not a great movie because like all the criticism Jeremy's given it, it's 100% true. And I really wish they would have focused more on the conflicts that they set up in the movie instead of just being all over the place.
Oh, okay. Wait. One last final thought.
Mhm.
Did we enjoy Mark Ruffalo as a bad guy?
Yeah. Here's the thing. Like he was just an idiot and kind of
He was like a pretentious Christian idiot.
His wife was more like the villain, I think.
I think so too.
It should.
I did enjoy him as the villain. I
Yeah.
will say that.
Oh yeah. And
all right, that's all I have.
So some other stuff I forgot to mention too. I know people have been complaining. It's like, oh, there's some commentary. This movie's got a lot of commentary about Trump supporters. Like, I think it's subtle enough where you don't really notice it.
Honestly, I didn't get that feel from it. I felt more it was a push on cult-based Christianity than anything.
Yep.
I didn't get that feeling like it was just. Again, I heard that too. It was about Trump, but no, I didn't feel that.
Yeah, I didn't feel it either. And if it was, they did it in such a small way. You're 20 years. You're not gonna even think about it. All right, let's scale this bad boy. All right, today we've got the space opera scale. So Jeremy, on a scale of the newer Dune movies to the Star Wars Holiday Special, where would you rank this movie?
I'm putting this closer to the Star Wars Holiday Special for me.
Fair enough. Ryan, what about you?
I'm gonna put this 5 clones above Dude, Where's My Car?
As for me, I'm gonna have to say probably in the middle.
Yeah, we had all wild, completely different opinions on this movie.
Yeah, occasionally this happens on the podcast. We're not a hive mind here. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening to our episode of Tairimo Boys podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Tell us what you would do if you were a clone in space. And don't forget to ring the motherfucking bell. Stay tuned for more episodes.